Hello, my name is Jonathan Milo, and I'm here to have a comparison between two flugelhorns. Here we have got a Solista that is put together or modeled by George Rawlins, and it is made, I believe, by Kanstul. And then we have here an E.M. Winston horn, and I believe that a lot of the Winston horns are probably stencil horns. I'm quite certain that this is a flugel made by Weril. And I've had several flugels. I've had two of the Yamaha 731 that Chuck Mangione played and played very well. I've had a Carroll brass flugel. I've had a nice Benge flugel by Benge, the original from Chicago and then California. See, I've also had a Kanstul made French Besson and one other one that slips my mind at the moment. Of all of them, oh, I also had a Getzen, and there's one other. But this Weril made horn, and I'm quite sure it's made by Weril for E.M. Winston, is as fine a horn as I've ever had. And I picked it up for a ridiculously low price. I'd be almost embarrassed to say what it was, but a friend of mine gave me an opportunity, and I've been very thankful for it. I really like it. The Yamaha horns just did nothing for me. I found them stuffy, difficult to play, excellent marksmanship, craftsmanship. And I've had a number of Yamaha trumpets, the RGS especially. I think they're a very fine instrument. The flugels just did not float my boat, although most flugels don't. Now again, this Solista by George Rawlins is a newer instrument. I believe that he's only been putting them together or selling them with the help of Kanstul's manufacturing to his specifications for a few years. And I've heard very good things about him, and glad to give it a try. Okay, we'll just start off with a simple, let me just tell you, the bell is about 6 inches, I believe it is. I believe the bore size is 0.433, which is a intermediate flugel. Some are about 409, 413. Some are the full size, like the Getzen, old Getzen flugel that was 460, which is more like a medium-large bore trumpet. But this is a medium-sized flugel, and George says, I've seen on videos, I don't know him personally, I've heard him play videos, tremendous trumpeter, it seems like a very fine gentleman. But he says the claim to fame of this flugel is 3 things, I suppose: affordability, and intonation, and then tone. And one of the big problems that I've had with flugels that I've had before is intonation. Very hard to get a consistently good intonation from them. This flugel is very good, so is the E.M. Winston. In fact, 2 of the finer flugels I think I've had and 2 of the least costly. Okay, we'll start off with a simple C scale. And that is the Solista. And the Weril horn, very similar, is a slightly larger bell. I believe it's probably a medium bore size flugel. Slightly larger bell, probably 6.5. I think it's got a slightly larger circumference towards the end of the bell as well. Now, I don't use a particularly huge-throated mouthpiece. You can get a bigger sound. I think that lends itself to some intonation problems. That's my personal opinion. I have a fairly deep cup, not too large a throat. In fact, this is a Callet SC4, I believe. A Callet SC4. So Super Chops 4 is, I really do like it. I've had it for quite a while. Now, what I'm going to do real quickly is just play you a moment again on the Weril. Then I'm going to play a trumpet, play the Weril, play a valve trombone to give you an idea of the difference between the 2 types of instruments. 3, I guess. should have a tighter beam to the sound, where the flugelhorn is a much more spread sound. And really, other than the fact that they're an octave different, the tone of a trombone I find to be much closer to that of the flugel. It is, of course, a octave lower. Of course, the bell size of the trombone is larger, like that of this flugel. Don't play flugel very much, and really haven't played it much at all in a long time. But now that I've got two of them, I've had a good time playing with them the last few nights. Okay, we'll try and play just a bit of an old song. That was the Weril. And now with the Solista. Got to say, the intonation on this Solista is very impressive. I've done some work on it and never used the third trigger at all, which is a little unusual for horns. One thing I want to do is play the lower register. Since it's got the big bell, it does lend itself to that. And as much as anything, I want to hear when I play this video back what the difference is between the two horns. So with the Solista, the lower range. And the lower range on the Winston by Weril. All right, there we've got it, a nice comparison. I hope you've enjoyed it, and as I listen back to it, I hope I do too. We've got a E.M. Winston, I believe it's a Weril-made flugelhorn, and then we have the Solista by Kanstul and George Rawlins, R-A-W-L-I-N-S. Good luck, hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, say hi. Appreciate the comments, take care, and do have a great day.